Donald Trump has sent a message when he signed those executive orders and partook in actions that will continue to destabilize the image of the United States around the world. In particular, the idea that America has a moral compass. In particular, the idea that Americans are able to elect leaders capable of making the world and their country a better place. In particular, the world a more peaceful place. This is all by design to play into a narrative that Americans can't even select leaders capable of bringing the nation together. So there is much emotion, I would say, that the negative entities, the spiritual parasites, also known as the archons, have been feeding on in the last 24 hours as families are separated, and the media is there on cue to capitalize on such stories to play up the divide, as Madonna says what Madonna says, and so may say what so-and-so is saying. It is all on purpose. As you see Donald Trump get up from the signing, where he does it, of course, in front of the Pentagram. You have a pentagram behind Donald Trump. So he gets up and he stands up as the Secretary of Defense swears in. And what you see are horns, golden horns, behind Donald Trump. He himself, Donald Trump himself, is partaking in the act of standing in just the right position. And that video does not come from CNN, where they managed to get in a particular position to make it look like there were, demon horns behind Donald Trump. In fact, it was from whitehouse.gov. The White House YouTube channel. The White House YouTube channel put up the video of the swearing in of the Secretary of Defense, and this guy, some say, has intentions of pursuing a conflict with Russia. And even though Obama is out of office and Trump has been very busy with his executive orders, he hasn't passed any executive orders or partaken in any action to pull the U.S. out of NATO or those troops back from their ongoing drills in Poland. As we see Donald Trump add more members to his cabinet that were formerly with Bush. As we see Donald Trump end up in a standoff already with China in his first week. As he draws a red line with China, or at least it was done before the Obama administration had left, regarding the South China Sea and the militarization there and those islands. With regards to China and the red line that they have drawn, it has been done over Taiwan. And yet we see a historic phone call that hasn't been seen since '79. Meanwhile, North Korea tests ICBMs, and then we learn that not only Rumsfeld, but China assisted in North Korea's nuclear weapon arsenal. And so we are constantly seeing, time and time again, how we have funded our enemies way in advance. Because it isn't just start and end with a Donald Rumsfeld, Saddam Hussein handshake photograph from 1983. That is just simply a metaphor for a much larger system of corruption. While we prepare for war with China, our country continues to make deals with and lease land to China. So what I say to you is that Donald Trump is playing a role in being there just the right time, just the right place to carry out the agenda. And he doesn't have to be the end all. He doesn't have to be where the agenda ends. The baton will be passed potentially in 2020 as Donald Trump takes us closer to this potential inevitable reality. And he will play his part just as Obama played his. And the baton will continue to be passed, perhaps longer than what the American people are anticipating, as they get fooled over and over and over on both the left and the right. As we see this archonic behavior in not only Donald Trump sitting down and signing that before this false goddess imagery, Valor, the pentagram symbolism, the Pentagon symbolism, we also see Trump supporters being hurt, knocked out, confrontations, even fighting amongst the anti-Trump protesters in the streets. I mean, it is literal madness. And what people don't understand is that the madness and the spirit of evil and wickedness and chaos, it knows no color. It knows no political ideology. It can literally shape shift and move in between movements. It's not about the specifics. It's all about the chaos and the negative emotions that go along with their actions. So this is in plain sight as far as I can see. And the reason they do this in plain sight with Donald Trump signing those documents relating to judging others, as we see this soul-sucking machine represented behind him, you won't see arguments from me that Donald Trump is another Barack Obama, or that Donald Trump is trying to do the right thing if only the Democrats would let him, because they said that about Obama, the people that supported Obama. And I'm not going to succumb to thinking like an Obama supporter. As they said, oh, the Republicans, they're trying to block Obama. But anyhow, they're going to arrest the bankers and the Bush administration, as well as Dick Cheney. And that was fake news then, to pacify the Democrats. And there's fake news now, to pacify those that could be described at times as being in the liberty movement. Got a car passing here, driving down snow, driving down a hill. And so people are reminded, as they see this, as they see a ritual played out, that's what they're serving. There are many Christians. They're going to have to ask themselves from this week forward, even if you like Donald Trump and you believe in Donald Trump's policies and you believe those policies are good for America, when the man sits down and signs those documents before Satanic symbolism, before Baphomet symbolism, before Pentagram symbolism, before false goddess worship symbolism, and the man has already shown himself to not be a real Christian, then how are those innocent if they choose to vote, support, or argue, or do PR for the Trump man himself? My last comments to you. You trap yourself to this matrix if you participate in actions or support others that are participating in actions that are whole-scale judging others, participating in their illusions of separation, especially when lives are at stake.